Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha'Allah, koholoyimla Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kahachadash. And double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to take the water to all the H.I.M and Ahwath that's out here sincerely keeping the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this article is in the Irish Star. It says U.S. travelers must give up phone passwords at major airport or face criminal charge, right? Passengers who decline to provide passwords or refuse to allow access to personal electronic devices can now face criminal charges in Hong Kong under recently updated national security regulations, right? The alert originates from the U.S. Consulate General in Hong Kong and Macau following Hong Kong's authorities' revision of national security law implementation guidelines, which expanded police authority to examine digital devices. Okay? So now you got a similar situation that's going on here in the Americas where, a few months back before, of course, now you have ICE then took over damn TSA jobs. And them TSA employees, they may not get them jobs back, man. They may not get them jobs back when if the shutdown doesn't stop. But anyway, remember a few months back, the U.S. wanted foreigners that was coming into the U.S. to basically give up DNA. Biometrics, fingerprints, eye scans. But when they said DNA, they didn't go off into what kind of DNA. Like, I'm not sure if it was going to be them plucking a damn hair follicle from you, or them swabbing your mouth, or blood draw. So we're not sure, but anyway, let's just say this situation goes down and you're like, well, I don't have a cell phone. Then what? Because that actually is a situation here in the Americas. Say you go to the airport in the Americas, you can barely get through. I don't even know if you probably can't even get through the airport without a cell phone. You just going in. Now, as a child, of course, you will be with a parent. You may be a 2 or 3 year old or a toddler or whatever the fuck. You may not have that toddler, of course, no cell phone for them. But I'm talking about as far as like a parent that would be over the children, or somebody that's an adult. If you were to go to the checkout, I'm not even sure how that goes anymore because I haven't been to an airport in quite some time, because I don't get why these people are even flying like how they're flying. It's crazy, especially with all these goddamn plane crashes and shit that's going on, you know what I'm saying, in the world. So for an American to be over in fucking Hong Kong, anywhere in the area of China, or any of these places where, because America got enemies everywhere. All these nations are enemies of the Lord. I mean, Salakia, well, they are enemies of the Lord. But all these nations are enemies of America. These people don't like America. So why would you be traveling to all these places where you're not liked anyway? But that's the privilege of the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And with this, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. That second, what's that, 2 Corinthians 2:11? In fact, let's just grab that real quick. I'm out for a little walk, so bear with me if you hear me breathing. Got to get that little exercise in, man. Hey, get you a little something in. If you ain't nothing but to walk around the block, it helps. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. In the Amplified, it says, to keep Satan from taking advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his schemes. So Esau, that's all he does. He schemes, man. This man, hey, he sits up all night long putting together plans to fuck your ass over in the morning. It said Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's all these nations. But overall, Esau, he's number one in the race to implant the people, or to perpetually enslave the entire population of the planet. You know, that's his goal. That's his goal. He doesn't, all that, you know, the Lord gave you, you know, inalienable rights where you can walk about, move about, drink water wherever, you know, go somewhere, throw a line and catch you some fish. You can just be out on the land and you can just hunt as long as you're not hunting and killing somebody else's shit. No, this man got permits. You got to get a license from him. You got to go through him to even fucking have a sip of water. That's why the scriptures, Job 9:24, says the earth, let me get that, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Because Hong Kong, that's the, you know, America pretty much, you know, just like how Taiwan, you know, America's trying to keep Taiwan from dealing with China. They try and keep Hong Kong from dealing with China as well. Remember they had them riots over there maybe about 2 years back? Because China is like, no, this is all our main land. This is all our shit. But America is like, nah, you know, because America, you know, these so-called white people, these Edomites, they cause discord among brethren. You know, that Proverbs chapter 6, the Lord, he hates that. That's an abomination to the Lord, for you to cause discord among brethren. But that's what Esau does. The so-called white man, he puts, you know, brother against brother. That's like the reason why you got a standoff with Taiwan and China, or you have a standoff between South Korea and North Korea. You know, in all these different places, there's the same people, but Esau, the so-called white man, he comes in, he gets you to fight against each other, and then he sets up a fucking military base and does his thing to fuck you on over even further, keeping you know, war going, causing contention, causing strife. This man is a man of wrath, man, a man that was given the power to take peace from the earth. So this is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If he's not the wicked, then who is? Like, point him out. Because they'll stand on TV and tell you that, you know, Iran is so wicked. You know, China is the wicked. You know, we have to do something about Russia. No, it's you so-called white people. You motherfuckers is everywhere fucking with everything. It's you. And that's exactly what a devil would do. You know, he wants to throw you for a loop. That's what a criminal does. Think about when you look at court and you see these criminals, they actually finally get caught, and you see all the loops and shit that they went through to actually deter you from thinking that it was actually them. It's like somebody that's done kidnapped a child, and then he's out with the public helping you to search for the child, knowing full well the fucking kid is in his fucking basement chained up. But he's out there, he's smiling. Or a matter of fact, no, he's got the sad face, he's crying. You know, he's right along with you. I feel your, you know, and then he'll actually be around you, you know, as if he's consoling you. In the meanwhile, he's gathering information as to how much you know about, you know, where, you know, the search is going down at, you know. That's like that guy that was out in Cleveland, I think it was. They tore down that house. That was years back, though. But he had 3 young ladies in his basement for years. Had impregnated them. They done had babies. And the 3 girls is right in the neighborhood. Never even went nowhere. They in the neighborhood, in his basement, for decades, for at least a day. I don't even know how long. But then, and guess what he was doing? What was he doing? He was there during the searches. He was there as the main supporter, acting as if he cared so much. But this motherfucker had them kids for forever, man. He was, you know, babies had died and everything, because they was giving birth in the house. And that's Esau, man. Anyway, let's go back. Salakia. Okay, but it says, the consulate encourages U.S. citizens to reach out to the American officials if they face arrest or detention, and suggested that Americans register with SMART, Traveler Enrollment Program, STEP, to obtain security notifications and updates. Well, why would you go there? Why even go? Why would you even go? You know? Now, again, if you get there, but see, you know, these Edomites say, well, there ain't nothing wrong with that. It's about security. You don't have nothing to hide, then it shouldn't bother you. Well, okay, let's say you go through there and you don't have a cell phone. They're going to find that even more suspicious. That's how prevalent they've made cell phones or having one. You go through there and you're like, oh, well, no, I'm not into digital. That's going to make you a lot more suspicious. No, I'm not into digital technology. Well, sir, what do you mean you don't? They're going to look at you stupid and say, you don't have a cell phone? What do you mean you don't have it? Everyone has a cell phone. This is how far this digital platform has gone in the planet. And this is all on Esau. Remember Obama, he was giving out free phones? They still giving out free phones. You can go get a phone. They'll make sure you got a goddamn phone. Or that, oh, well, I don't need a phone. I just really don't communicate like that. I don't really have anyone to speak to in that manner. No, but still, sir, what do you mean you don't have a phone? Because they looking for you to have a phone that actually has an email address. You can go on this shit and you can do everything because you it's really nothing that you can do without it. That's like with my job, the little plantation spot. Our hours go through. We put our hours in on our phone. We don't have no punch-in place. No, there used to be a place, back in the days, a little paper puncher. You put your little time clock in, clunk, clunk. It should have hit your little time stamp. It shows exactly when you walked in, clunk, clunk, exactly when you walked out. And it was all paperwork. They don't do anything like that at my job. You know what I'm saying? No, as a matter of fact, that there's no, and they're not going to send you a paper check. And Trump was talking about getting rid of paper checks to a certain extent to certain things. They're not sending out paper checks. I think when it comes to federal income taxes and things of that nature. So it's all boiling down to all being digital. This is the thing. So again, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. This is why we do these videos to warn you that, let's go to Revelation 13. This thing is happening, man, fast. All these airports are like that pretty much now. You can't, and again, I'm telling you, walk through one of these airports and get to talking about you don't have a cell phone. What do you mean you don't have a cell phone? They're gonna find you suspicious. You just walking through the airport. You just walking through there and you just got a state ID. You got a driver's license. You don't have no, you know what I'm saying? You got to have a damn credit card, a debit card, a banking card, something that's digital that's going to set you up into the digital display where they're going to, be able to see, okay, well, this person is, because other than that, you're invisible. You're a ghost. And if they seeing you to be a ghost, they're looking at you to be a damn terrorist or you're dangerous. Like, who is this guy? Like, we don't have any information on you. Where's your digital footprint? This is what Esau is doing, man. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now you have some translations that'll say on your hand or on your forehead, like as if it's a damn tattoo or something. No, this is something that's going to be going underneath your skin. That kragma is going to go underneath your skin. It's going to be embedded within you. So then you not see. So at that point, you're not going to be able to say, "Well, I don't have a cell phone." No, you're not going to be able to say, because if you are not integrated into his system digitally, you're not going to be able to move throughout this planet. It just is what it is. It's very simple. You're not going to be able to move in this man's society or go and be able to buy groceries, go and be able to, that's hard in itself. They're going to get the people with just food and water, just right off the jump. And then everything else that you need this shit for to do anything, you're not going to be able to do it if you don't have what they're saying you should have. It's just that simple, bro. Esau has set it up where that shit, it's a wrap. It's a done deal. What you gonna do? You want to go and do some business anywhere? You can't do business without a digital platform or a digital footprint. You can't do it anymore. It's done. All that paper shit, that shit is over with. Now you may be able to go to another country somewhere And, you know, they're still kind of off grid, so to speak. And they haven't totally integrated. But that's even coming to an end. It's coming to an end, man. So, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. And it goes beyond buying or selling. But everything, you know, kind of comes with a something for something. You know, they used to call it bartering. You know, you got tomatoes, I got bananas. I'll trade you so many bananas for so many tomatoes. That barter system. But see, Esau, he has set it up where, you know, you got supermarkets every fucking where. He got rid of the barter system, you know. He got rid of you being able to have a piece of land, plant your own food, do your own thing. He doesn't want that anymore. He got rid of that a long time ago. And then you have people now, they don't even know what the fuck going on. They have no idea how to plant anything. They don't even want no land to be planting on because they don't know how to plant. And if they did know how to plant, they're too damn lazy to even do so. So they've become totally dependent upon this man and his process and his system. And it's not going to work out well for them because they're going to fall for this digital bullshit and they're going to be destroyed. Now, we do these lessons for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to let you know that, hey, this is not your rest. Let's get that Micah 2 and 10. This is not our shit. Let these so-called white people go and get computerized and turn into some goddamn robots. But for you, your power, your God is Yahweh, which is the true name of the Father, which means that he exists, or the existing one. The true name of his son, which he's sending to get us out of the hands of our enemies that want to perpetually enslave us with this microchip. His name is Yahweh Shai, which means that he's the savior or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. He's coming. He's coming to save us out of the hand. That's the good news of the gospel. We need saving from our enemies. It's really very simple, man. We need saving from this man because he's going to come down like a madman, sparing none. He knows that he had but a short time, so he's coming down with great wrath right now. Now, again, this is a situation in Hong Kong, but see, they not at least the article is not saying that they asking for DNA. America want DNA for travelers coming into the U.S. Again, like I said, they haven't mentioned it anymore. And then what are they doing too? Well, if you don't have the digit. If you don't have the what they calling it, the digital ID or the what's the ID called? It's the new digital ID basically. And if you don't have that going into an airport, you got to move off into a second lane or a second line, and they're charging you $45 extra just because of that. So on top of your flight tickets, and you know people trying to save money. People don't even want to. They already charging you for extra baggage. You know, a damn overhead charge or whatever the case may be. You got a certain amount of luggage bags or whatever they charging you for that shit. Then you like, oh shit, I got to give up an extra $45 to because I don't have this digital ID that they're talking about. Yeah, people they gonna go for that shit. And then next step is gonna be like, well, that ID is obsolete. We found flaws. You know, it's been hacked, or you can be, it can be basically lost. I lost my wallet. No, that Esau, no, he's not going for that no more. He's going to put that shit in you. And now, unless your ass is lost, which you're not going to be able to be lost no more, they're going to get to telling you about how kidnappings, you know, it's going to cut into child trafficking. You know, all you got to do is let us digitally track your child with this. Yeah, they want to put a microchip in you. So when they put that microchip in your ass, right? Where you gonna go that they're not gonna know where you at? And they're gonna they're gonna smooth it over and make it seem as if it's something beautiful. They're gonna smooth that shit over and make it seem as if, oh, well, you know, had you only had them digitally implanted, we would know where your child is right now. A lot of people gonna go for that shit. As a matter of fact, I worked with a chick. She told me a couple of weeks ago that, you know, she's talking about her mom. and how she, got, I guess, I don't know, fucking forgetting problems or dementia problems or whatever damn problems. And she's like, and she just calmly said, yeah, I will have my mom chipped, so I can know where she's at and know what's going, yeah, because she's supposedly be the guardian over her mom. Then she was talking about her kids, and I remember her telling me about these shoes that, Skechers, if you know about the shoe company Skechers, and I had done a lesson on it. That was maybe about 5 months or so ago, 6 months maybe. But Skechers got these little kid shoes where they have a slot in the insole where you can put like an Apple AirTag or you can put a tracker into the shoe. And they were basically saying that, okay, kids lose shoes. You're walking all over the house and you're looking for that other shoe. No, that's to track your fucking kids. But they try to make it seem like, oh, it's gonna make it easier for you to find your kid's shoe. Well, if you cleaning your damn house and you dealing with your children the proper way, you gonna know that the damn shoes is in the closet. But it's, they can you can put a little Apple AirTag in the shoes of the kids, and she got that for her kids. Edomite, a damn Sheetamite that I work with, and she don't see no problem with it. She has no idea as to what this is actually, this type of technology and this mindset is leading up to. She doesn't care. She really believes that this is a safe thing. Matter of fact, she got the Apple Watch. She got a monitor on her damn heart. Some shit. She be always going back and forth to the damn hospital. But she believes in that technology. She believes that shit is actually beneficial to her and her children and it's going to save her life. But she doesn't know that if she takes that microchip, well, she's doomed anyway if she's an Edomite. But she could be an Eve. I don't know. She could be an Israelite. But the thing of it is her mindset, the way that she thinks about that stuff, she really believes that it's beneficial. But this is Micah 2:10. I'll end out here, Yahweh Ratazah. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted and shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So this, hey, this place is not our rest. This is not our place of rest. Hey, we're going back to Jerusalem. We're going back to Zion. We're going back to our land. And that may sound crazy because we're just considered to be niggas. We're just considered to be all them niggas, just niggas walking along with their fucking pants hanging off their asses. People look at us like we're nothing. But what they don't know is we're the children of Israel, the apple of the Lord's eye. And he's going to take us back into that land. And we're going to rule over their asses with an iron fist. So the way that you're trying to enslave us, perpetually enslave us, we're going to perpetually enslave your ass. We're going to be your rulers forever, right? Because the Lord is going to offset your little bullshit plans, man. Well, anyway, yeah, you Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushai and turn back into these law, statutes, and commandments, man, and keep them to the best of your ability. Because we're about to go into a time period where shit is about to get really, really crazy. And if the Lord is not covering you, your ass is doomed. You don't know the true name of the Father or the Son. You had this guy come up at camp yesterday talking about some goddamn H.I.M. I'm like, well, if you read a little further down, and matter of fact, if you read up above, before the Lord says, I am, in Exodus chapter 3, the Lord's name was already being used in the context above from the first part of the chapter, before you even get down to, I think that's like verse 14, where it talks about I am, and you got these people out here talking about some damn Ahia and all this other bullshit. The fuck is these Edomites? Yeah, y'all the ones that's over there